Appendix 2. Summary: the 5 parts of living love. The law of higher consciousness. Love everyone unconditionally, including yourself. The 5 methods plus the instant consciousness tubular. 1. Memorize the 12 pathways and apply them to your problems. 2. Be aware at all times of which center of consciousness you are using to perceive your world. 3. Become more consciously conscious of the cause-effect relationship between your addictions and the resulting unhappiness. 4. Use the catalyst always use living love as a tool for cognitive centering. 5. Use the consciousness focusing method to accelerate the reprogramming of heavy addictions. Plus the instant consciousness tubular. Expand your love, your consciousness, and your loving compassion by experiencing everything that everyone does or says as though you had done or said it. The 12 pathways. Freeing myself. 1. I am freeing myself from security, sensation, and power addictions that make me try to forcefully control situations in my life, and thus destroy my serenity and keep me from loving myself and others. 2. I am discovering how my consciousness-dominating addictions create my illusory version of the changing world of people and situations around me. 3. I welcome the opportunity, even if painful, that my minute-to-minute experience offers me to become aware of the addictions I must reprogram to be liberated from my robot-like emotional patterns. Being here now. 4. I always remember that I have everything I need to enjoy my here and now, unless I am letting my consciousness be dominated by demands and expectations based on the dead past or the imagined future. 5. I take full responsibility here and now for everything I experience, for it is my own programming that creates my actions and also influences the reactions of people around me. 6. I accept myself completely here and now and consciously experience everything I feel, think, say, and do, including my emotion-backed addictions, as a necessary part of my growth into higher consciousness. Interacting with others. 7. I open myself genuinely to all people by being willing to fully communicate my deepest feelings, since hiding in any degree keeps me stuck in my illusion of separateness from other people. 8. I feel with loving compassion the problems of others without getting caught up emotionally in their predicaments that are offering them messages they need for their growth. 9. I act freely when I am tuned in, centered, and loving, but if possible I avoid acting when I am emotionally upset and depriving myself of the wisdom that flows from love and expanded consciousness. Discovering my conscious awareness. 10. I am continually calming the restless scanning of my rational mind in order to perceive the finer energies that enable me to unitively merge with everything around me. 11. I am constantly aware of which of the 7 centers of consciousness I am using, and I feel my energy, perceptiveness, love, and inner peace growing as I open all of the centers of consciousness. 12. I am perceiving everyone, including myself, as an awakening being who is here to claim his or her birthright to the higher consciousness planes of unconditional love and oneness. The scale for knowing your center of consciousness at each moment. The 7 centers of consciousness. 1. The security center. 2. The sensation center. 3. The power center. 4. The love center. 5. The cornucopia center. 6. The conscious awareness center. 7. The cosmic consciousness center. The purpose of our lives. The purpose of our lives is to be free of all addictive traps, and thus become one with the ocean of living love. Appendix 3. How to accelerate your growth in the living love way. Here are 8 ways in which you can enormously accelerate your growth toward higher consciousness. 1. Reread this book. On your first reading you will begin to develop an intellectual understanding. This is only a first step toward illuminating your life with the living love way. To bring the words and ideas of the book into your moment-to-moment consciousness, repeated readings are absolutely necessary. If you wish to grow at the fastest rate, read at least 5 pages of this book every night just before going to sleep. If you do this constantly, you will be giving yourself a maximum opportunity to liberate the hidden splendor within you. 2. Underline freely. Underline every sentence in the book that is especially significant to you. These will be the parts that you are now ready to receive in your here and now stream of consciousness. This prepares you for your next step in opening toward a deeper acceptance and application of the living love way in your daily life. And gradually more and more of the book will be underlined as a sign of your growing integration. 3. Give yourself the benefit of all 5 methods. Let all of the 5 methods help you in your growth. If you find that you are not using one of the methods, concentrate on that method during the next month. To avoid imbalance and lopsidedness, you should use all of the 5 methods. 4. Avoid a spiritual soup. When you find your spiritual path, put your full energy into perfecting your practice of the methods associated with your chosen path. If you constantly shop around, compare, and experiment with different combinations from various spiritual paths, you may fail to get the benefit in depth that would be found by intensely devoting yourself to a single path. 5. Surrender. Your spiritual growth will be directly correlated with the degree to which you surrender to the methods of your chosen path. And just what are you really surrendering? You are only surrendering the low-level programming that now keeps you disappointed, upset, and unhappy in varying degrees. 6. Intensity of desire for growth. Your complete inner dedication to your growth into higher consciousness is the single most important determinant of your spiritual development. Without an intense inner commitment, you are just a dilettante playing spiritual games. When spiritual growth is the most important thing in your life, the full miracle of love and oneness will unfold in your life. 7. Offer the living love way to others. Remember that your life works better when you are surrounded by loving, fulfilled, happy beings. You will grow when you offer the system to others, but always wait until they clearly indicate an openness to receive your gift of explaining how consciousness growth works. You must be very perceptive in offering the living love way to other people so that you do not create a duality when you are striving for oneness. Do not try to sell it to them or make them feel that this is the only answer to happiness in their life. This would probably trigger their resistance programming. Instead, offer it by sharing your experience in applying the 5 methods. Set aside all pride and let them see your inner struggle to work on yourself, but don't insist that they should work on themselves in a similar way. Perhaps, without any words of recommendation, you might simply leave a copy of the handbook on the desk of a close friend. As a part of your consciousness growth, learn to love everyone unconditionally regardless of whether he or she is interested in what you are doing. 8. Attend a consciousness growth training. By participating in a consciousness growth training, you will have the opportunity to work with other people using the living love method. These weekend trainings can enormously increase your progress in up-leveling addictions to preferences and clearing away the roadblocks in your life. They help you increase your effectiveness in applying the living love techniques to your daily life situations. These programs are offered in the larger cities throughout the nation. A schedule of trainings may be obtained by writing to the Cornucopia Institute, St. Mary, Kentucky 40063.